My window when I do intermittent fasting is probably a 20 and 4, because I'll give you, for instance, like today, and I don't even think about it. Like, for instance, today, I didn't eat anything when I got up. I had some water, some tea, and I typically will have fruit a little bit later in the morning, but I didn't have fruit because I was busy. And then I went and worked out. And then after I worked out, I had a meeting. And then after I had a meeting, I had a live with my membership program, Try Healing Community. And then finally, I'm like, okay, now it's time to eat. And so, some days I don't eat until like 4 o'clock, so I may eat from 4 to 7. Okay. So I may have like a 3-hour window, or like start to eat at 3 and end at 4. So to be honest with you, that's more than enough for me, because the first thing I'll have is a little bit of fruit. And then maybe an hour later, I'll have a meal, and then I'll be done for the day. So that's more than enough for me. Doesn't work for everybody, but again, I'm just showing you what a 20 and 4 window can look like. So that's intermittent fasting. You can also do what's called alternate day fasting, where you eat one day and then the next day you don't eat at all. Okay. So you may be just drinking liquids on the off day. Okay. So that's another form of fasting. And what I will also want to mention is abstaining is not fasting. Okay. When you say I'm not going to eat any processed food, that's abstaining. That's not fasting. Okay. I think that's important to mention, because a lot of people are confusing. Oh, I'm abstaining from meat. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that it's not beneficial. I think it's important to note that it's just not fasting. Okay. Abstaining is different from fasting. Okay. Another type of fast is water fasting. Okay. So I've done juice fasting. I've done intermittent fasting. I've done fruit fasting, where it's only fruit. Again, in my opinion, that's not fasting, but some people call it that. But I've also done water fasting, and the longest period that I personally gone is 21 days of only water. Now, big disclaimer here. Okay, big disclaimer. It's important to know, if you are on medications, you have diabetes or other conditions, fasting may not be for you, because there are certain medications that you must take with foods. Diabetics can be prone to having hypoglycemia, which is very low blood sugar. So that's a concern as well too. So it's just important to know and understand that if you have medical conditions or on medications, that this is probably something you need to talk about with your primary physician. Okay. Especially if you're on medications. Okay. So hugely important. But yeah, I've done water fasting. I've done it up for 21 days. It was an amazing experience. And what was unique, by day 21, you would think I would be like clamoring for food, like I'm ready to eat. I was actually afraid to eat food on day 21. I just said that it was enough, because I had lost a lot of weight during that time. But I did so much healing, not only just physical healing, but a lot of emotional and spiritual healing as well too. So, but that was the very unique thing, is that you go through this period where it's withdrawals, because you're so used to eating and your body's so used to eating. And then there's this shift where your body goes from going back and forth between the cravings and wanting to eat, to finally getting into a mode where you don't even think about food. Okay. Because most people, all they think about is food. They eat breakfast and then they're like, all right, I need to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch. Literally, most people think like that. But there's this shift when you're on the fast, where you go from not even thinking about food and not even wanting food to being afraid of food. Okay. What it's going to do to you, because, I've seen people come off fast, and we'll talk about that. Most importantly, well, let's start that with the tips. When you're coming off your fast, do not eat anything crazy. Okay. I've seen people go on fast for extended periods, come off the fat and eat something crazy, and then their body's having a reaction to it, like a like a really bad reaction to the food. See, right now, you really don't understand what your food is doing to you. But if you go through a fast, especially a water fast, over an extended period of time, any impurities that you put in and on your body, you will instantly have a response to. So it's important to know that at the end of a fast, you want to put something in your body. The first thing I would highly recommend is something like melon fruit. So a cantaloupe, a honeydew melon, watermelon, if it's in season, those type of things, that's what you're supposed to have, okay, when you're coming off of a fast. That's just really, really important tip. The first tip, because you can't even get to that if you don't start that, the first tip is ease your way into it. Figure out what type of fasting is best for you. Figure out how long you're going to fast. If it's intermittent fasting, what window are you going to do? If you're going to do something like water fasting, I highly recommend don't do anything more than 1 to 3 days, especially if you have a medical condition. Okay, you probably want to do it supervised. Okay, you most definitely want to do it supervised. Just trust me on this. All right. And so ease your way into it. Figure out what type of fast. Don't start with you've never done a fast and you've never eaten healthy before. Don't start, I'm going to do 7 days of water fasting. Don't do that to yourself. All right. What I would highly recommend is start with intermittent fasting. Okay. Creating a window. I would also highly recommend prepare your body before you do fasting by removing sugars and processed foods from your diet, meat, dairy, those type of things. Do that first so that your body is in the process. Okay. I would highly recommend that as well as a tip. During the fast, rest. Don't try to fast and also be active. Okay. I see people make that mistake all the time. Okay. While you're fasting, another tip is be careful about your environment. Okay. You can't go everywhere. All right. If you know that there's a certain restaurant where you and your friends go, or your people are going to be having this type of food on a day where you're fasting, I would highly recommend that you avoid that. Okay. Because again, like once you get to a certain level, the type of discipline that you'll have, you won't have to be concerned with that. But that's also something you build up to, not something that you instantly have. Okay. Another really important part of the fasting is understanding that you will possibly and many times have withdrawal symptoms. Okay. A lot of the foods that you're eating are addictive, not because you love them, but because they made you love them because of what they put in the food. Okay. And so there's going to be a lot of withdrawal symptoms. No, and those withdrawal symptoms look like something's going wrong. So quite often people stop the fast and they stop the healing process. All right. So those withdrawal symptoms could look like nausea, vomiting, stomach cramping, a breakout on the skin, headaches. It could look like a lot of different things. It often looks like something's going wrong, but what it really is that the body is purging itself, which is what you're supposed to be doing when you're fasting, because your body is healing itself. So that's hugely important as well too. Day 3, the first 3 days are usually the toughest. Okay, so keep that in mind. Drink lots of water. Lots of water. The way that we detoxify ourselves is with water. So the more water we put in our bodies, the more pleasant the experience is going to be. So drink lots of water. That's going to be important as well too. So those are some of the tips. Those are the types of fasts that you can do. You'll have to decide that for yourself. Really, really important. Let's get into these 10 benefits. So I'm going to share these 10 benefits with you, and then we're going to get out of here. All right. Benefit number 1, it promotes blood sugar control by decreasing insulin resistance. Okay, so it makes your cells more susceptible to accepting blood sugar. Okay, so the sugar goes inside of the cell more, which means that that's going to lower and control your blood sugar. But it also means that you're going to have less insulin resistance as well too, which is hugely important because these type of things are not only associated with diabetes, but also associated with conditions like PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome as well too, and a host of other things like weight gain. All right, hugely important. So that's one benefit, which is a huge benefit. Okay, huge, because this is also connected to cancer.